What's cracking with you people? Anansi here. Welcome back to the Jade Empire. In the last one, we made our way into the necropolis, helped out that grave digger. I forget what his name was. I'll admit, I'm not. Actually, you know what? We got it. Grave digger Shin. And he gave us three quests: a mournful ghost, a fearful ghost, and a vengeful ghost. And we also helped Jinlin retrieve a random bowl here that gave us the configuration of the tiger. Now we're going to continue on in this part and take care of a couple of side quests within the necropolis. If you remember, beyond the three ghost missions that we also got a side quest to bring in an arsonist who's wanted for, well, burning down the merchant district. Not merchant, but it's burning down the district in general. And they're hiding somewhere in the necropolis. I see through your game. So yeah, that's all we're going to be doing today, just handling some more side quests. And yeah, that's what we're going to be handling today. So that's probably going to be the bulk of the next two videos. And then we're going to make our way to the assassins, to those assassins, and handle their side quests. Now these side missions, one of them can be a bit tricky. Now as you can see here,
Where is my baby?
The ghost of Mrs. Chen. This is the one that's going to be tricky to do because once again
Is someone there?
Well, once again she's asking for you to help find her child. And you better get used to fighting these demons because it is going to be a pain in the butt dealing with them. What I recommend doing is to make it a little bit easier on yourself, because I actually haven't used this yet. I recommend bringing in one of your support characters, or one of your characters, put them on support to give you recharging chi, as well as recharging health if you want, depending on which one you want to use, just to make things a little bit easier. So I believe, let's see who can I bring in. We'll bring in Dawnstar, because as you can see, put on support, because as you can see, we can't bring in Sagacious Zoo. He snuck off once we got our first commendation to handle the Lotus Assassins. So this over here is a bit of a dead end. I believe 2 North Masses. Sturdy and cannot be opened. So what we're going to do, we're going to start over here and work our way back.
Vengeance will be mine!
A cluster of graves lies before you. Read one of the inscriptions. The most perfect creature to ever walk the earth. Feng Si Wei. Okay. Well, someone is very, very, very admirable of some people. Cluster of graves lies before you. Read one of the inscriptions. Revered ancestor Zhan Si. Okay. And this connects back around into this area that we were in earlier. So everything kind of loops back in on itself. I recommend whenever you do games like this to give you a map, get a feeling yourself. Always try to map out the areas as best you can before advancing. Because that way you have an idea of where everything is. So we're going to go talk to this individual here.
Vengeance will be mine!
He wants vengeance for some reason.
That cheating, lying sow! Sullying the Ren name and dragging it in the dirt like this! Putting me in the dirt! Ren Fang, if I ever get my claws on you, I'll leave you a stinking, bloated corpse!
You must be the Mr. Rin I've heard about.
You? You've heard of me? What do you know? What do you want here? I have no time for idiots who only want to rob my grave.
I don't know anything. Tell me.
I exist only for revenge. Revenge on my wife, who after so much talk of faithfulness and love, decided she would be better off without me. She killed me! Poisoned me in my own house. When I find her...
You're dead. You can't do anything now.
Oh, but I can. I can find her and tear her to shreds. I'll scatter her bones to the corners of the earth. But first, I need to find my way out of this damnable cemetery. No matter which way I turn, I always end up back here.
Could I, tell me what happened?
We'd been having fights, my wife and I, and she decided to end it. I sat down to eat, and the next thing I knew, I had choked to death and ended up here. That whore decided that I wasn't good enough for her, that she would just move on to something else after our years of marriage. She'll pay. Oh yes, she'll pay. But I have to find her first. Most likely, she's still at our old home. It's in the market district near the entrance to the Black Leopard School. Find her and bring her to me.
Okay, so he wants us to bring him his wife. Now remember, we heard about Ren Ming from Gravedigger Shin. Apparently, he believes that his wife murdered him to run off to have a younger man. Now, okay, so now that we're in I can kind of show this off properly. The important thing to remember is that if you do this, if you do the whole going solo thing, it is all on you. You have to fight all the enemies by yourself, and they will focus all their attention on you. The support skills you get, as you can see there, I'm slowly gaining chi thanks to Dogstar's ability to give me more chi in fights. So this is a way to restore your chi if you need to. On the other side, Chai Ka, I believe, brings you what's the one for here? He gives you health at the same slow rate. Now let's go ahead and jump to Merchant Bai. Now, remember Merchant Bai, he's upset because apparently the two guys who murdered him, Gravedigger Shin, buried right next to him.
You, what do you want? Have you come to torture me more? Have you come to see me suffer here unavenged? No one cries for Merchant Bai.
Why are you, you are Merchant Bai?
You know of me? You've heard about the pains I suffered in life, and this continued torment I have to endure in death?
Tell me what is bothering you.
You can understand? You don't run in terror like the rest. Instead, you talk to me. Perhaps you can help. I was a merchant in life. Not a rich one, but I made enough to survive. I sold mostly to the poorer sections of the city. My goods weren't the finest, but they were practical. At the time, there were a pair of brothers, Seet Su and Si Ran, who were the terror of the streets. They extorted money and goods from everyone. They tried to extort from me.
What did you do?
When I wouldn't give them what they wanted, they decided to make an example of me. They killed me and mutilated me, and left me dead in that alley. They terrorized the city for weeks after that, but they were finally run down. That might have been where it ended, just as done, but it wasn't. They were buried here, with me. Their deaths, execution by beheading, were harsh enough that they have risen again. My spirit cannot rest quiet with them here. Even now in death, they mock me and torment me as they did in my final moments of life. They drive me mad.
If I help you, will you rest peacefully?
Yes, yes. If my killers are at least removed from this world, their spirits will no longer torment me. You must find a way to defeat them and drive them from this place. They were common criminals, so they were not given a normal burial. They were dumped in a communal grave underground to the south. I'm sure you can find them. Thank you, stranger. If you can truly help me, if you do, I'll show you something that even Shen hasn't found yet.
Oh, so he knows that Gravedigger Shen is, well, a gravedigger.
Where is my baby?
So before we talk to Miss Chan, we want to look at this grave. You will get a chance to look at it later, but you won't look at it now. You gaze upon the Chan family plot. There are 4 tombstones here. Look at the first tombstone, Chan Han. Chan Han, loving mother devoted to her 3 children. Look at the second tombstone, Chan Li. Chan Li, a boy named in honor of the glorious strategist. Look at the third tombstone, Chan Ding Sheng, founding father of the resplendent sun. And the fourth one, Chan Tao, named in honor of his uncle Chuo Dai. So, I'm going to go ahead and save. Yes, I know save's coming, but I want to do this right because there is something you want to try to get this the best way you can so that way you can get something that we will need later. So, let's go talk to Miss Chan and see if we can help her out.
My baby, please, where is he? Where has Shen taken him?
You're Miss Chan?
Yes. If you know me, then you must know the pain I feel. My baby! That monster Shen has taken him from me. He was only a few moments old when that vile man took him from me, ripped him from my arms and carried him away. Please find my baby. Bring him back to me. Let me know how he's doing.
Your baby is dead, Miss Chan.
No. No! I can't. I refuse to believe it. My darling, precious little boy. He can't be dead. Not now. Not like this. He must be out there. I must see him with my own eyes.
How can I prove to you that he's dead?
I can't believe anything you say. Words lie. People lie. I must see him with my own eyes. If he were dead, he would be here in my family plot with my other relatives. If your lies are true, then Shen, that murdering monster, would have buried him here. All my family is here. But I don't know these names. I don't know my baby's name. My family would have named him after I passed beyond. Shen must know, or there must be some way to find him. I remember so little since I passed away.
What can you tell me about your baby?
He was my darling child. My only son. I had planned to name him... I don't remember what it was. So much of the past is unclear to me now. I remember... there was an... aunt? An uncle? Or was it his father? I don't remember it any clearer than that. Every time I try to grasp it, it slips away.
I think I know which grave belongs to your baby.
Are you sure? I know I wouldn't be able to stand it if I was separated from him again. Please don't let this madness consume me. Are you sure it is the right grave?
Yes, I'll show you.
I cannot read. Which one is he?
Now here's the thing. If you get this wrong, you will have to fight and destroy her. And this is the way of the closed fist. We want to try to do the way of the open palm because we need something that she gives us for this quest if you get it done right. Now, we know that Chan Han is her. That's her grave. Shan Ding, I believe, is the founder of the Resplendent Sun. That one, I believe, is not her baby. Chan To, I do not believe it is the baby as well. I believe that his grave is Chan Li, buried right next to her. I could be wrong. I'll admit this side quest does trip me up every time I play it, but I believe that this is him.
This boy, he is not mine. He is not related to me. You lied to me after all. Everyone lies and takes my precious things away. I can't take this.
Alright, so I was wrong. Once again, this one always trips me up. So we're going to try this one more time. Because I'm not going to lie. I do remember, I always remember that the boy was named after Sun Li. But I didn't remember that that's always wrong. So the only one I can remember is so we're going to go through each one independently, just in case. But the next one is probably the final one because even Shin mentions that I believe an uncle was related to, and I always get my memory conflated that there's no way it's the uncle. There's no way because I remember it's like they tripped me up.
Where's my baby?
But So, so we're gonna go through this again. And go through there. Now, is it weird that this family plot, she says that the boy in here is not even related to her. So who the heck buried this kid?
This is him. My poor darling. Chan Tu. He is truly dead after all. I could not bring myself to believe it. Dead before his time. He rests here near my own body. My darling, darling boy. I come to you now.
And just like that, we finish that mission off. So yeah, that one always trips me up. I'm not going to deny that. It really does trip me up, for better or for worse, and it's every single time. But in case you're wondering, the baby is named for his uncle. I only ever got it once. I only ever got it right once, and that was by pure happenstance. I think I had just played through the game once and was doing it again. So now we're going to go through here, because here is where we got to go to deal with something else. Here.
Dancing pretty lights. There's fire in the air and fire inside. They scream like music. You'll scream like a demon when fading moon puts the light inside of you.
It's always harder when they're insane, I'll wager.
None of us are alive anymore. Not until the lights dance with us. You'll scream like those maggot people leeching off the Empire until they burn.
Legendary strike.
And go figure, Fading Moon uses fire tactics. She also does fire damage when she kicks. Gem of Pure Flame. Now, I don't remember ever actually used this one, or if I even can use this one. Alright. Oh, yes, okay. Mind +3, Spirit +3. Only followers of the Way of the Open Palm may use this gem. Flame can destroy, but it can also purify. Burning with inner fire and zeal, users of this gem find themselves more focused in battle and better able to tap their spirit's reserves. So I thought this was a way to close fist. No, this is the Way of Open Palm, and it's kind of weird you find this on someone who's insane. So I believe what we're going to do is we're going to remove Lucky Hand and put on Gem of the Pure Flame. Because now we have Heaven's Blessing, which gives us, well, if someone hits us, they take damage. But now we have Gem of the Pure Flame, which I believe, if you use it, it puts on fire like herself, and you do fire damage with every hit. The Nature of the Spirit, Volume 4. It is said in the journals of the lost monks of the Jinsi sect that there are spirits of every desire. By summoning that desire within themselves, men can commune with the spirit, summoning it to them. I can't imagine what kind of spirit must have been summoned in the dank of that mine. Darkness on all sides, only the slight flickering of that lamp. A great unknowable fear welled up within me. Those ancient monks knew too much, I think. They communed with their own dark desires too often. In that place, I, too, faced my fears. The circumstance and research that led me to that point scarcely prepared me for what I faced. The dweller in the depths spoke to me. And that's another one we got. So, we're going to... Let's take a look at this. Let me open this up. And we're going to finish out this too. What the heck? Did you just kick me out, too? That dots are... Okay, here we go. Could we have some spirit fonts in here that we can use to replenish a couple of our stuff? We'll replenish our spirit in health, so we can put Dawnstar back on offense. So we have someone to divide it for us. Well, nothing to see here. So we'll go ahead and head on back out. And I believe what we're going to do now is try to find Baker Bay.
Be careful in the Lotus Assassin Fortress. They may not know you are an enemy, but they can still be dangerous.
Not right now. Goodbye.
Very well.
I was not trying to do that because the door closed on me again. I don't know why this door closes like this. I honestly don't. I guess they just expect you to just hit it and run. So what we're going to do now is we're going to handle Merchant Buy's request. He said it's in the south corner. Now, I look at the map. We are right there. I think it's southeast. So I believe we have to head straight out this way to find the brothers. And we're going to call it part after we handle them. Oh, before we do that, I want to bring this here. So let me open this up.
More like it.
This site was to be my father's tomb. I doubt he knows what use Death's Hand has put it to.
So yeah, here's the grave. Here's a tomb of, well, I guess Sun, not Sunlight, I think Sun High. It looks like I guess they were going to put up a bridge here, but they never finished it, and all we got is this imposing monolith with these dragons in the back. Oh yes, once you hit a certain level of open palm points, I believe your character does the stance of the Buddha, I want to say. Let's wait for it to come back up again. See, he does that, which is what you see him do inside the status screen. You can also see it. He'll also do the same thing for the closed fist rune if you max out that.
Wait, before we go any further, I think we need to talk about a few things.
I agree.
What is that child doing here? Can she not spare us a moment's peace from her prattle?
I thought we should talk before... Well, this could be very dangerous.
What is troubling you? You know I will always make time to hear you.
Both of us, I wonder?
You cheapen the importance of this, Princess. He could die in there.
It would seem there is something very personal at stake here.
I am unaccustomed to admissions of this kind, but the situation demands no less. I want proof of Death's Hand's misdeeds, but there is more at stake. You must be very careful. If they learn your identity, you will face the whole fortress. As strong as you are, I don't think you would live to discredit Death's Hand. I don't want to lose you in a place like this. You could die here, and I wanted to say I would find that very unfortunate.
Princess... No, you pretend about too much to be genuine in this. Honest affection comes from years of growth. Even if it was only recently discovered.
So, I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was gonna happen a little bit later. I seem to remember something like this happening a little bit later, but well, I'm going to be a little bit genuine because I did not see that. You both touched me deeply. I appreciate both of you being here.
Ah, but that is not always an option. Sometimes there are difficult choices that must be made.
Yes, much like the danger we must choose to face, and deciding whose heart you think of to get you through such times.
So you can gotta play this neutrally, or you can actually pick somebody. We're gonna pick Dawnstar just because that one seems to make the most amount of sense to me for this character. Because I honestly do not remember this happening here. So you could be like letting them both down gently, or you can just kind of pick one. So might as well. Do not let her ride you, Dawnstar. Your support means a great deal to me.
Thank you for your assurance. I know we have all been struggling with the responsibilities destiny imparts. I don't wish to add to that in an unpleasant way.
Yes, I can see how you would not want to be overburdened. I think we are done here.
Yes, Princess. I believe we are. Take care in the Assassin's Fortress. Master Li is waiting for us, and I am looking forward to turning our attention to happier concerns.
So yes, if you were dealing with both girls, they would show up right about now.
This is an ancient repository of knowledge. It contains records of the Empire.
And this is something that, well, let's go ahead and read this first, and then we'll call it a part here, because I think we're actually about time, aren't we? Yeah, we are about time. Scroll thing. The nature of the spirit body five. It is clear to me now that... Excuse me. It is clear to me now what manner of creatures these spirits are, and it is also clear what their goals are. For all that their lives portray them to be, the celestial bureaucracy is nothing more than the subjugation of man by the eternal beings of that court. The Dweller has shown me many things, many dark and terrible truths I cannot have seen before, but which are clear to me now. When I return, I know what they will say. The Emperor, the one closest to heaven, is their tool, their puppet. I know they will send him against me, fearing the power of my knowledge. Oh yes, I know they will burn my works, but I must make copies as the Dweller said, spreading my dark knowledge far enough that it will never be destroyed. Remember this, reader. To a spirit, any spirit, the life of a human is worthless. We are tools and toys for their amusement alone. Now, I want to be honest with you. I'm not 100% certain what this is supposed to dictate or what this is supposed to mean. It could be, it could be that I might need to actually go to a different place to find them because it might not actually be here. It could be that this is BioWare's way of inserting, I guess, atheism into this highly spiritual story. Like this story relies a lot on spirituality, the gods and whatnot, and this is once again after Knights of the Republic, which was, for my let's see, that piece, from my understanding, just a deeply Knights of the Republic. From my understanding, was the game that pretty much put them on the map. Yes, they had made games beforehand, but Knights of the Republic really pushed them into the limelight, and they made Jade Empire mainly after it because they didn't want to be just another LucasArts, and their Star Wars game company. So this is their way of making a more pressing story. Merchant Bai is being tormented by the ghosts of the two brothers that killed him in life. Apparently they were buried in the necropolis as well, and they have risen to torment him. He cannot rest in his fear and anguish. He says you can find him in an underground tomb immediately to the south. So we're looking for an underground tomb immediately to the south. So that means that we'd have to go through here and hang a left, right? Tomb of the Masses. Here we are!
Ah, look who has come to see us. A mortal, then? Shall we feast, brother?
Yes, I want to hear his screams as I tear the skin from his bones.
And just like that, goes the Siran. We have to fight these enemies. And going back to that earlier segment, yeah, I was expecting this to happen a little bit later, but I guess it all depends on how often you talk to your companions. And once again, if you think you can play it both ways, the game makes it clear, no you can't. So you have to take a pick. I believe if your charm is high enough, you might be able to do something. I've never actually had a high charm before. Actually, no wait, you can't, because I remember last time, I forgot that last time we checked it, my charm is actually pretty low, and my intuition is lower than my charm. Another trap sprung. Now, these chi traps drain your chi. Now, 6th Sense, nice. Let's take a look at that real quick. As a result of my stuff being, I could have put on that 100% evade gem. I'm a freaking idiot. Where is it? Where is it? It's gem of thief sense. No wait, not thief sense. It's okay, that's a slick gem for -10, and there is no, that was it. Okay, so we got the the gem 6th Sense. We get +8 to intuition, but we lose charm and intimidation. Never has a man or woman had greater fortune than a lowly farmer named Jun Bin. His mother gave him an amulet on the day of his birth, and he only removed it at the end of his life. He never knew misfortune, and indeed could not understand it when others tried to explain it to him. He was kind but distracted, neither loved nor hated. The evils and ills of the world just never touched him, as if he was always in exactly the right place to avoid danger and harm. Such goes against the order of the heavens, though, and the one time he removed the amulet, the heavens struck him down. Wow! Like the heavens were like, look, this guy is obviously too lucky. We know it's that gem. The moment he takes it off, we're going to run his fate and cancel his subscription to life. It's like, dick move, heaven, dick move. But yeah, no, but yeah, as you saw there, if you think you can play it both ways, you can. You're going to have to pick one of the girls to be your love interest for the game. And I talked about this earlier, where Bioware has done this. Well, as far as I can tell, they've only done this twice. Because I never in Mass Effect 2, I never got far enough of any of the characters to have a kind of love triangle thing going on. I think Mass Effect 2, I went for Tali. And it just was never that just never became a conflict. The ghost of Merchant Bai.
Have you managed to defeat them at last?
I defeated them.
Thank you, thank you. I feel as if a great weight has been lifted from my spirit. Here, let me show you this. Something Shen hasn't found yet. I hope you use it well, and thank you.
Calbazor. So yeah, I think it's the first time we've actually found it. He has to give us 1 silver. So let's go ahead and heal up real fast. But yeah, so once again, if you do the way of the closed fish, all you're going to get is basically monetary rewards. But you want to do the open palm because you get more rewards for the for other quests that you for other quests later on in the game. This is why it's, even though they give you the closed fist option, it's just better to go open palm in a lot of these circumstances, unless you're just not planning to do all the side quests, which I think they should have designed around that a little bit better, but that's me personally. But yeah, as you can tell, you're not going to be able to just kind of get both girls if you really wanted to. And I talked about this earlier. I said, I understand at the time, making this choice to the Forgotten Scholar. You know what? We'll go into this next time. I've been Anansi, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you later. Deuces.